I bet you didn't know this, but the first animated character in history was a dinosaur. A female brontosaurus named Gertie was painted by Winsor Mackay in 1914. Since then, many cartoon dinosaurs of various types have appeared on the screens. Moreover, among them, there were both positive and negative heroes. Some cartoons were educational and authentic. In others, cartoon characters were very different from their prototypes. But children's love of dinosaurs has invariably brought success to most full-length cartoons and TV series. Today, we're going to introduce you to some of them and tell you how the appearance of cartoon dinosaurs has changed over time. Subscribe to the Age of Dinosaurs channel. This will allow you to be the first to know when new releases are released. Our viewers can also help in the development and promotion of the channel by liking and commenting on the video about dinosaurs and other prehistoric creatures. Fantasy, 1940. One of the first significant appearances of dinosaurs in animation did not occur until 1940. Disney Studios released a 125-minute musical, Fantasia. This cartoon was a kind of experiment and was slightly different from classic Disney. The film was accompanied by classical music performed by an orchestra conducted by Leopold Stokowski. One of the episodes of the cartoon is dedicated to the evolution of the origin of life to the death of all dinosaurs. All dinosaurs present in this segment are quite recognizable and fully correspond to the idea of them in the first half of the last century. The episode culminates with a Tyrannosaurus rex attacking a herd of herbivorous dinosaurs and its battle with a large Stegosaurus. All this happens to the melody from the ballet The Rite of Spring by Igor Stravinsky. Compared to the kind and cheerful Walt Disney cartoons, this scene looks quite realistic and dark. The Flintstones, 1960. During the 7 years that this animated series about the life of a family of cavemen was published, viewers saw 166 episodes. Despite the fact that the Flintstone family lived in the Stone Age, they had a huge number of attributes from completely different eras. They would drive in stone cars, celebrate Christmas, and even smoke cigars. Therefore, none of the viewers should be embarrassed that, all at the same time as this, the world surrounding the Flintstones is also populated by dinosaurs. One of them even lives in their cave as a pet. The Flintstones' pet is simply called Dino, and belongs to a fictional species, Snorkosaurus. Dino looks like a dinosaur, only in appearance. In all other aspects, he behaves like a dog, wagging his tail, playing with various objects, and constantly tries to lick his owner's face. Dino, the Boy in the Lost Valley, 1966 to 1968. Apparently, the animators at that time did not bother much about the scientific accuracy of the plot of their works. Following the Flintstones, this series mixed animals from a variety of geological eras. Fictional creatures were also added to them. According to the plot of the animated series, a boy named Todd jumped out of a dying plane with a parachute and landed in an amazing valley. In the depths of the South American jungle, dinosaurs, Neanderthals, mammoths, and saber-toothed tigers had been preserved in one place. Among the creatures that lived during the era of dinosaurs, in this cartoon, you can find a brontosaurus, a tyrannosaurus, a triceratops, a pteranodon, which is called a pterodactyl, and a giant crocodile, which perhaps represents the Deinosuchus. Dinosaur Mountain, 1967. Even Soviet animators could not ignore the theme of dinosaurs. The original version of the reasons for their extinction is present in the short animated parable, Dinosaur Mountain. Of course, the dinosaurs present in this cartoon only vaguely resemble giant prehistoric lizards, but even then, Soviet children could see that dinosaurs became extinct due to global cooling. The Land Before Time, 1988. In the 70s, 80s, and the 20th century, many full-length cartoons and TV series were shot in which dinosaurs were present in one way or another, But the first part of the franchise, produced by Steven Spielberg even before the filming of Jurassic Park, became one of the best cartoons about dinosaurs. For several generations of children in different countries, it became the beginning of a fascination with these prehistoric lizards. The plot of the cartoon centers on the journey of a group of baby herbivorous dinosaurs to the Great Valley. Having strayed from their herd, the kids, led by a diplodocus named Littlefoot, overcome difficulties, learn to be friends, emerging victorious from various difficult situations. Each of the cartoon characters has its own unique character and is strongly associated with ordinary teenagers and adults. The franchise turned out to be so popular that by 2016, 14 full-length cartoons and one series have been released. On the other hand, this is a high-quality family cartoon. On the other hand, it can be considered as the first textbook on studying dinosaurs for the little ones. All types of dinosaurs in it have their own name, different from the scientific one. But when a child hears about long necks, 3 horns, and sharp teeth, he knows exactly what kind of dinosaur he's talking about. We're back, 1993. Apparently, in the wake of the success of The Land Before Time, Steven Spielberg became the producer of another full-length cartoon about dinosaurs based on the book written by Hudson Talbot. This story tells how a scientist managed to transport 4 dinosaurs to modern times. At the same time, he made them kind and reasonable. They were supposed to bring joy to children who dreamed of meeting live dinosaurs. The plot of the musical cartoon revolves around the friendship of dinosaurs with a boy named Lewis and their fight against an evil scientist who wants to turn lizards back into evil animals. Dinosaur 2000. This Disney cartoon was one of the first computer-animated films in history. The first viewers were able to appreciate the revolutionary graphics of the time and an excellent plot for the family. At the same time, dinosaurs are depicted quite realistically. The way they moved looked similar to the prototypes as imagined by scientists. It all starts when a ready-to-hatch iguanodon egg ends up in the hands of a family of lemur-like primates. In the first few minutes of the film, the viewer is shown the world at the end of the Cretaceous period. We see many predators, herbivores, and flying lizards, as well as birds. A dinosaur named Aladar was adopted into a family of lemurs and lived with them until a meteorite fell on the island where they lived. Aladar and several of his adopted relatives set off on a journey to unharmed lands, along with a herd of herbivorous dinosaurs. Along the way, the main character makes new friends and becomes a strong leader. Ice Age 3: Age of the Dinosaurs. In the third part of the famous franchise, the main characters find themselves in a mysterious underground world inhabited by non-extinct dinosaurs. This cartoon combined graphics. All the animals are quite recognizable and similar to real dinosaurs and inhabitants of the Earth during the Ice Age. During their adventures, a family of mammoths, Diego the saber-toothed tiger, and Sid the sloth encounter a Tyrannosaurus, Ankylosaurs, Decaraptors, and flying reptiles. The main negative character chosen is not the T-Rex or even the Carnotaurus, but the lesser famous Baryonyx. Tarbosaur 2011. This three-dimensional South Korean cartoon is significantly different in its plot from the cartoons we're used to. Although here dinosaurs are quite humanized, in many ways they remain dangerous prehistoric animals. In terms of genre, this film is more likely to be a drama. Its plot centers on the life of a male Tarbosaurus and his revenge for the loss of his family. The main villain is a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Both of these species are related to each other, and they belong to the Cretaceous period. But Tarbosaurus lived in Asia, and T-Rexes lived in North America. Their presence on the Asian continent is still a big question. The Legend of Dinosaurs 2011. This completely computer-animated film can be classified as a documentary genre. In some way, it became a worthy successor to the famous Walking with Dinosaurs. It can be criticized for not having the most modern graphics at that time, but the great advantage is the dramatic plot based on scientific facts. The film tells about the migration of a herd of Edmontosaurus toward the North Pole to rich pastures and the migration of a predatory trood following their prey. The main characters are a young male Edmontosaurus and a troodon. Good Dinosaur 2015. Surprisingly, this high-quality feature-length cartoon from Pixar was not successful at the box office. Its author suggested how the civilization of dinosaurs could have developed if a huge meteorite had flown past our planet. Here, herbivorous dinosaurs engage in agriculture, and carnivorous theropods herd herds of buffaloes, while the developed humans were living in the forests like animals. The main character, a teenage Apatosaurus, Arlo, is trying to return to his farm. A human child named Juzuk helps him with this. Dinosaur Train 2009 to 2020. We are left with probably the most educational animated series about dinosaurs. It consists of 6 seasons and introduces viewers to many facts about animals from the era of dinosaurs. Its main characters are a family of flying fish-eating lizards, pteranodons. Surprisingly, a dinosaur egg of a different species ends up in their nest. Together with 3 small pteranodons, a baby grows up and tries to find out what species he belongs to. In the process, it turns out that the fondling was a T-Rex. To confirm various hypotheses about the life of dinosaurs, the characters of this series travel on a magic train that can travel not only across continents, but also through periods in which dinosaurs lived. At the end of each episode, there's an explanation of facts shown from a real paleontologist. We are grateful to the viewers who watched this video to the end. You can learn more about the evolution of real dinosaurs and other living creatures from our previous videos. You can also learn more about the development of technology for filming feature films and documentaries about dinosaurs.